All right, we are live here. Welcome everybody back to Juice and the Fat Jew. What's going
Juice.
on?
We gotta come up with like a solid name.
Yeah. For now
Either
on, yeah, we'll
I was thinking.
discuss
I
that.
was thinking. I was thinking. What was I thinking the other day? Something like I thought of juicy fruit, and then it almost almost like juicy Jew or fucking or
Juicy
fat
Jew.
juicy
Yeah.
or juicy fat something.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a working title. For now on, whatever. Who cares? For the time
It is
being,
what it
we'll
is.
figure it out. These are like the exhibition shows we're still in the preseason. Then when we hit the regular season, we'll hit the ground running with the name we figure out. But the other night was a lot of fun. We went for over 3 hours. Probably could have went longer if we felt like it. But
Yeah, it was just comfortable. That's what I like about it. Just we bounce off of each other, which is what you need.
yeah. And like I said, I've only been doing this since Labor Day, so I'm still a rookie at it. But I did like solo podcasting before this, but Labor Day is the first time I decided to podcast with other people and do YouTube shows. So for everybody watching, don't forget we're not just on YouTube. We're YouTube proof. We're on Odyssey, we're on Rumble, and we're on BitChute, because those sites, and they're not right leaning sites. They're just sites that agree with free speech, and they're not going to pull you if you talk about corrupt elections or the coronavirus and what may or may not be a cure for it.
Yeah. We got real deep last time I was here.
We did. We got into a lot.
That's
And
what happens when I smoke the greenery.
yeah, and I had a little bit at the end. I may have done a little bit of editing, little post editing after that, but the way I see it, that happened after the 3 hour mark. Who the fuck was watching anyway at that point?
Yeah, I mean that's probably why they shut down my first live on TikTok. I may have like showed my bowl in it. I don't know. They hit me for controversial content, and they took my live away permanently, which sucks complete ass because I like going live. That's the only thing I like doing on TikTok. Yeah, I make videos, but like I enjoy my lives because I get to listen to my tunes and just interact with people that that want to say, hey, you know what I mean? And they took that real quick. And now what sucks is that my account is growing, my main account. I think today I hit 24K and I still can't go
No
live.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
I thought all you needed was 10K to go live.
No. You only need 1K to go live.
Really?
But I already lost that live on that account, on my main account. They didn't take the account. They just took my live, which sucks because that's the only thing I enjoy doing on TikTok.
So do you have multiple accounts?
I do. I have a backup, which they banned me for 7 days the other day because I was literally sitting there talking about how people get censored for, speaking truths and stuff like that. And literally 30 seconds after I was talking about that subject, bam, they shut me down.
That's crazy. So TikTok really, it's probably the most fun site out of all the sites, but they're no different than your Twitters or your Facebooks or whatever.
No, they'll ban you, but now with it, like after the upgrade and shit, they only ban you now for a certain amount of time. So they won't permanently take your live, which is what they did to me on the original. But being that it happened before like the upgrade or whatever the software update or whatever it was, that I've emailed them, I've told them I want my live back, and they just don't care.
Now, can you make money on live? Can people monetize that if you get a lot of viewers in there watching for a long time?
Oh, absolutely. They send gifts. So in the live, they have gifts. They call them coins or whatever.
Yeah, actually, I saw that. Yeah, when I was in that cocksucker's room that was playing the song requests, I saw. But does TikTok pay you directly on that as well, or is that?
What it is they first of all, the amount of money they take is insane. They take 66%. So of every dollar you donate, they'll take 66%, and the person who's hosting the live only gets 33%.
I believe they have super chats, and it's basically the same idea. And I think YouTube takes 33%.
Yeah, I mean that's reasonable, but for you to take a 2/3 of what the fuck people are given is insane. I think that's freaking highway robbery.
Well, yeah, especially considering you're doing all the work, right? I mean,
Right. They're doing nothing. All they're doing is broadcasting your live. I mean, listen, even if you take half, I mean, it's still stingy, but okay, we get it. You know what I mean? But to take 2/3 is like insanity.
yeah, you're keeping viewers on their content. And they probably like it when people spend the most time on there without scrolling a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You probably like a lot of view time per video.
And in the original, you could only cash out if you had $50, which they changed recently. But that was the shitty part about it, because I would do lives and I would have like 20 something bucks, 30 something bucks, and I couldn't cash out because I didn't have the 50. They took my live with like $35 in there, and I was like, what the fuck? Now I just lose that money.
Bro. Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest problems with these platforms is they're allowed to just make up the rules as they go. And of course, I'm sure if you were shitting on Biden or shitting on Trump or shitting on Ted Cruz, which is easy to do, people call themselves the resistance that are on the left, but they have big tech behind them. They have big media behind them. They have Hollywood behind them. They have all the public schools and universities behind them, and they call themselves the resistance. I mean, it couldn't be any more hypocritical.
Right, exactly. Exactly. It's and then what pissed me off the most about creators is that they would, once they got real numbers, let's say somebody's got 1.2 million followers, right? If they go live, they would have anybody, they would have between, I don't know, 1,000 and 10,000 people in there. You know what I mean? If they were popular. And then these stingy fucking people would be like, oh yeah, you give me the most money you could give was like a fucking concert or whatever it was. They had different names. It was like, oh, for a concert you get a shout out, or for this you get a follow. That's like, dude, you're a fucking real piece of shit. You're sitting there now you're just asking for money without asking for money. You know what I mean? Like that shit really bugged me. If I seen anybody that if I followed anybody and then I see the live, the link in their live says, this for a follow, this for a shout out, I block them instantly. I'm like, you're a piece of shit. I get people want to give money and all, but don't don't turn this into your life like that's all you have.
Right. Yeah, I guess no matter where you go, there's always going to be politics,
Exactly. Politics is everywhere. It's just a different form of politics.
And it's funny when I was in that pussy's live room I was in there for like probably at least 5 hours before the Trump bullshit started happening. But he was complaining that some celebrity, I forget who, I think some Jason Derulo or something, some pop kid, was doing a live room, and this guy was so butthurt that he wasn't giving shout outs to the people in his room. It's like, dude, this guy's a fucking a pop star looking for attention. Like, he's not gonna just shout you out of the fucking room.
They don't care.
No, of course not.
And they don't care about the money you give them either. That's the thing. Like, you think a celebrity gives you shit about the fucking $5 that you're throwing him? He don't give a flying fuck. He's got millions. He don't care about your pennies. Jason Derulo, don't even get me started with him. He's a freaking thief.
Yeah, I mean, I know nothing about him other than a couple songs he put out a long time, like 10 years ago. I didn't even know he was around or relevant.
He's got a tendency. Well, the reason why he was big on TikTok is because he stole a song that somebody wrote, turned it into, he stole the hook of the whole song. It's like the exact song. Took the beat and took everything and just made a hit song that made stupid amounts of money. Didn't give this guy a shout out, didn't give him credit, nothing. Just stole the song, and he took it off of TikTok. It was like a TikTok thing. You know how people have these songs on TikTok?
Right.
He took a TikTok song, turned it into a pop song, didn't give the guy credit at all. And he's done that before. He's a thief. He's a piece of shit. But that's nor here nor there.
So I really started using TikTok as a regular user probably about 2 weeks ago. And a lot of the songs that I see like girls fucking twerk to or whatever, and it's like a lot of girls doing it. It seems like tens of thousands, if not more, girls with these songs. And so some of these songs I don't like at first, but then they get catchy and I want to look them up on like YouTube. and I looked up this one song where forget the name of it, but it's the song where like the girls have no makeup on, then they hit the fucking camera, then all of a sudden they're hot with a lot of makeup on. Because it's a pretty catchy song. I just wanted to hear the whole thing on YouTube. And it's only got like 50,000 YouTube views because I guess that song really only exists on TikTok.
Yeah. And honestly, it works both ways. Songs that, you know, started TikTok also become big. You know what I mean? Because all the kids are listening to it. So if it's a song they want to hear, then that, you know, that person is on easy street with a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's amazing how somebody with no fan base at all can make a video and it just go crazy viral, and the next thing you know, they got, you know, millions of fans. It's pretty interesting. Because there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that. Like YouTube is not like that. You can't just make a video and then, you know, it blow up. But TikTok, it's, you know, you can make a simple video that can blow up and everybody will know who you are within a matter of 2 days, you know?
Yeah. Hey, Fat Jew, I don't know if you could see our live chat, but shout out to Sunshine and Sunflowers, who I assume is your guest.
What's up? Yes, indeedy. She probably swung by because she saw that I made a video about this. I can't see the comments, which is weird.
Well, she said hi, and so hi back from me and from the Fat Jew.
What's up, Sunshine? How you doing?
Yeah, so that's interesting how that whole world works. Now, say I'm a TikTok artist or whatever, and 1 million people use my original audio. Do they get compensated for that as well?
No.
Oh, really? So all these videos where you hear the same fucking song, where it must be hundreds of thousands of videos, they don't get paid for the original. That's interesting.
No. They did start the TikTok Creator Fund, okay, which paid you according to how many views you got on your videos. I was in it, then I got out of it because I started to notice like my view count just went in the toilet once I joined it. And then of course I got rid of it. Then my videos started to go up. Then I rejoined it, and then my videos started to go down, and I just gave up on the shit. I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, count the pennies I get from views on TikTok. Like, I don't, you know.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, plus I don't want TikTok getting any, you know, I don't want to make them money. I can care less about TikTok.
Exactly.
They hate me, so right back at you. You know what I mean?
Right. All they do is provide you with the stage. I mean, you're the one that attracts all the viewers.
Right. All they're doing is giving me a mic. And they, you know, and they have the power to fucking turn my mic off, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. So you get your backup account back this weekend?
I get it back on the 24th, so in 2 days. I think it's the 24th or the 25th. I don't know.
So
but yeah, go ahead.
You're the first person I ever heard of getting demonetized on TikTok. That's pretty insane.
What do you mean demonetized?
Didn't you say that they demonetized your account?
Well, no, they didn't demonetize my account. They took my live stream away.
Okay, so that, in a sense, that's demonetizing because people can't go in there and.
Well, yeah, it's I guess they kind of demonetized me. Yeah, because I'm sure that if I had my main account and I was able to go live, you know, right now on my backup, I have 1,200 people on my backup, and usually if I start a live, there are 320 something people would be online because usually they tell you how many people are online. Now I check my main account because before you hit the live button, it tells you how many people are online. Right now, if I check my main account, it'll probably tell me somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 people are online. You know what I mean? So my lives would be so much bigger if my main live was, you know, was at least letting me go live.
Yeah, because I mean, I know if I'm following somebody and I see that they're live, I'll take a look at it, and if they pique my interest, I'll stay. If not, I'll
right. But and the 1,200 people that I have on my account are just, you know, obviously the main people that I talk to all the time and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure some people want to see me go live. They just don't know about my backup. And I make some videos about it, but I don't promote it as much as I, you know, should, I guess. But if people start really bugging me about going live, I'll just tell them to come to my backup because that's where I go live.
what's funny is because obviously I follow a lot of the girls naturally, right? And one of my favorite ones I watch, I have no idea what her name is, but I saw her on my For You page, and it turned out she had like 8 different accounts I wasn't following, but all her other accounts just keep popping up on it.
What is she about? I'll probably know who it is.
She's just one of those chicks that's hot and does like the lip sync stuff to like funny stuff, you know?
Gotcha.
Like the lip sync humor. I don't know what the actual phrase for it is. Sunshine and Flowers just said in the chat, I was working for Team Trump Online on Clapper/verified and monetized. They banned me for being an attack from Biden supporters.
Yeah, Clapper's another one. I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I never heard of Clapper. Is that like a
It's almost identical to TikTok. It's really the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with these platforms, but why you can't have freedom of speech on them is crazy. And even today, when I was looking at the news a little bit, I don't watch too much news anymore because a lot of it is bullshit. I'm into Newsmax. If you're familiar with Newsmax, or probably the least worst one is how I put it. But a lot of prominent people are really starting to say that, especially people like Ron Paul, that if these big tech companies are going to be in cahoots with the government, what they're essentially doing is the government's bidding to block the First Amendment, which no longer makes them a private organization, because now you're in bed with the government essentially.
But we know all of this already.
Yeah,
because as soon as Twitter banned them, I mean, that's essentially taking somebody's freedom of speech away. I don't care who you are.
Right.
And you don't have and everybody was coming at you with, they're a private company. Okay, numbnuts. So where's that same energy when I want to open up my store and sell my shit to people without a mask on? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's freedom it's a private company. I'm allowed to do what I want, right or wrong.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at what happened in Colorado with the whole cake incident. And there's a lot of things, like I always say context is king, because they tell all these stories to give no context. I mean, first of all, the people that the gay people looking for their cake, they were fishing for a bakery that wasn't going to make them their cake. That was like their 8th or 9th place that they went to, because they were looking for this to happen.
And in my eyes, if it's your 8th or 9th place, then you're either a dickhead or you can't communicate with people. And like you said, you're probably looking for a problem.
Well, yeah. Well, they were. And the other thing too, they said, hey guys, we have a lot of pre-made cakes. We'll sell you one. We just have a problem because of, the First Amendment and that thing called religious freedom and religious liberty. We're very religious people, and we can't make you a custom cake the way you want it, but feel free to buy whatever else you want that we have that you might like. But if not, and I'm sure they were very nice people. I mean, they make them out that they're Satan or whatever, because that's what they do. They demonize people for not agreeing with them. But it's a shame that we live in a time and age right now where this is happening on a regular basis, but also what comes out of it, hilarious people like you just putting these cocksuckers in their place.
Oh, dude, they're nonstop. Dude, today, for some reason, I don't know, I guess my video recirculated, because sometimes it'll do that. It'll go through its first round of craziness,
right,
and it'll slow down, and then it might hit the For You again, and it just goes nuts again. So today, in the morning, it started heating up. I checked my phone halfway through the day. I had like 159 comments. I didn't even bother looking at them. I said, when I go home, I'll look at them. An hour later, I had 260 something comments. And I'm going through these comments, and like some of them crack me up, because some of them people try to come at me like they're going to hurt my feelings. So some of them are like, yeah, go get a job, you fat hillbilly motherfucker. Go get another meal at McDonald's. Like, they crack me up. It's funny. I'll sit here and just read them and crack up. And I'll read them to my wife, and I'll laugh even harder. I'm like, these people think they're hurting my feelings, but like, it's funny to me. It is funny, because that's some shit like I would say. You know what I mean? So it's funny to me because I'm I guess I'm a comedian or whatever. So I appreciate humor. You know what I mean? but they think they're hurting me. And then I'll make a video about it, just doing the same thing. And they're like, oh, see, I got to you. I did hurt your feelings. I'm like, bro, come on.
Well, what's funny about that too, this is coming from the side of tolerance and apparently higher education, right? So these are the smart, tolerant people, and that's the kind of thing they're saying to you.
And they always attack me on the fact that I curse. Okay, I curse. Do you know that cursing is actually a sign of intelligence? I'll even show that to them. I'll show them a fucking article that says, people who curse tend to be a little more intelligent, and they still, you're still, they'll come back with some nonsense just like every other fucking video.
Sunshine and Flowers with another comment: Trump derangement syndrome from weak-minded people, and absolutely.
Yeah, they live in fucking bubbles, and it seems like it really scares me. It just scares me to like. They're so far gone that they at this point they'll believe anything that these people tell them. Like they trust the media so much that no matter what they say, they've taken the word racist and they've made it useless.
It means nothing.
The word racist used to mean a fucking piece of shit, white supremacist on the corner that hates everybody and everybody else. Nowadays, you throw that word around so much, it means nothing. At this point, everybody's fucking racist. You know what I mean? And this whole every white person is born thinking they're superior. No, what the fuck are you? I gotta be less white. What? No, what the fuck is that? That just means me being less human. It's just, it's out of control. It's so far gone that I'm scared. I'm really scared for my son's generation. It scares the shit out of me. The fact that these people can get away with so much. And telling my 5-year-old that he has, if he wants to be a girl, he should go chop off his fucking penis and grow some tits. What the fuck?
Yeah. At least we grew up in a time where things were somewhat normal. And I mean, I remember when I was in first grade, second grade, the whole thing was, about not being prejudiced. I mean, I don't think they used the word racist back then for little kids, but I'm sure now they throw it out like candy.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, I never believed that any one group of people was any better than any other group of people. I thought you could be a piece of shit if you're an Indian or an Irish guy or an Italian or a fat Jew. Anybody could be a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. But most people, I think, are pretty decent people. And I mean, that's just the way I see it. But I do this crazy thing where I judge people by the content of their character and not the color of their skin, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's totally insane these days.
If somebody opens the door for me, I'm going to assume they're a decent human being. I'm not going to care what fucking color they are.
Right.
If somebody's got a flat tire on the side of the road and he's got no jack and I have a jack in the back of my truck, I'm not looking at the color of his fucking skin. I'm looking at his situation. And I say to myself, I'm going to go help that man because he's a man who has a problem and I'm going to help him. I don't give a fuck what color he is. Yes. Do we have people in this country that would not stop because of the color of his skin? Absolutely. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but don't assume that 99% of us are racist when only 1% are racist.
Right. And who even knows if it's really even 1%, but I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You can't put everybody in the same box and call everybody these names when I don't think you really know what that name means. Like
they don't.
Put somebody, okay? Put somebody who thinks white people are racist in a real racist situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know.
So, were you on TikTok for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all that stuff?
Yeah, I was scrolling back then.
Oh, you weren't doing your own videos.
I honestly, I'll be quite honest with you. As much as I can sit here and talk about it, I try not to get into race because it's bigger than, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to get into it because there's too much when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? That I can't say, that I know I can normally say if I wanted to, but
Sure.
if I start talking the way I want to talk, people are just gonna come at me hard, and they're, I'm
Yeah.
not in the mood for that shit.
I mean, that was about when I first started doing my podcast. And so I have that group show I do with my uncle that you met on Friday. And then I have my own solo shows I do. And, I just would talk about trending topics before Twitter got. I always knew that the trending topics on Twitter were rigged to a certain degree. But
Right.
since they started harassing Trump with all the fact checking shit back during campaign season, probably like from Labor Day on, I changed the show. I called it What's Trending, and I still do call it What's Trending, but I don't base it off what's actually trending on Twitter anymore. I base it off things that I think either should be trending or things that are at least trending in my brain.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but the one thing I will say is that they want to make these things into things that they're not. They want to make it about evil white cops killing innocent black people because they're black and the cops are white, and they give you no fucking context. And that's what really pisses me off the most about not just the media, because they're the ones responsible for this. Honestly, I think the media really is the enemy of the people.
They love it. They love it. As soon as see, this is the hypocrisy too. I mean, when two black people kill a little girl, they don't talk about it. But if it was the other way around, they would use that to their advantage in every capacity that they can. Because they love the division. They love dividing people because that's what they want. It's divide and conquer. And just notice every single time it turns into race. Every single time, no matter what.
Right.
Well, especially if it works for them, especially if it's a black guy, white cop. Oh, that's just money. You know what I mean?
Right. The left is obsessed with race. And, there were all those race riots back in the summer of 2016 leading up to the Hillary and Trump election that no one really talks about anymore. And I guess that's when all the BLM stuff got established. That's when Antifa was starting to kind of blow up. But nobody tells you or nobody has the balls to say, that the media was waiting for something like this to happen just to exploit the situation.
Right. Because they always need a distraction. Okay. Because if people could focus on what he was doing in office, then people would actually see what he's doing. But you're now taking the focus of what he's doing and focusing on everything else and what everybody else is doing. See, that's why right now I'm loving this too, because I'm looking at stories and I'm just seeing how the fact that Trump went away and is being quiet, they're literally going to implode because they have nothing else. They don't have him to stare at now. So, right. So they can only show so much of Joe because he's too easy.
They have to protect him.
Right. Because if they let him talk for 4 hours straight, I mean, it would just be insanity. You know what I mean? I mean, just like today, what did he say recently? That all former cops and all former servicemen are have a problem with white supremacy. What?
What is he talking about?
I mean, what do you do? And then of course they explained, they said that what he said the other day about, black people not being able to use the internet was taken out of context. I don't know if you read that tweet.
I saw it on TikTok, actually.
Did you read the whole thing? So he essentially said it's not that they're too dumb to know, it's just that they're lazy.
And it's not him tweeting that either.
Of course. Oh, yeah, of course. That's the first thing I said to my buddy. I said, this ain't him, obviously. This is his puppets who are, controlling what. Because if it was him, he would have said, I didn't mean to. And then today, that was a great comment, too. The guy's like, oh, look at you making fun of somebody's disability. I said, I'm sorry. The fact that you think somebody with a disability should run this country is a little crazy. So what are we going to do now? We're going to put a handicap parking spot in front of the White House? Are we going to have a fucking wheelchair ramp? Like, what are we doing? I know we had a wheelchair ramp with one of them, but I'm just,
right. Saying. No, I hear you. No, right. And you're not making fun of him because he had a physical. We're talking about a mental.
Right. I'm talking, right. This is what I'm saying. Like, and then, of course, somebody also commented, oh, we got to get this guy off TikTok. He's making fun of disabled people. Like, dude, really? Like, what am I going to a children's hospital and like making fun of sick kids, dude? Like, dude, stop.
Hey, what the hell ever happened to when we were kids? They used to say sticks and stones. Like, what the fuck? I don't.
You kidding me? That phrase is disappeared at this point. People don't know what that means. You could say what you want about me. I don't care. I may point it out because it's funny, but you think you can have your opinion. Doesn't make it fact. I know I'm fat. I know I eat too much. Yeah, and what? I enjoy it. I'm going to die with a smile on my face and a burger in my belly. You're going to die with a fucking bad attitude and fucking vegetables in your fucking stomach. Kiss my ass. Fucking people.
Well, that's the thing, too. The other thing about the left, they have absolutely no sense of humor whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, they don't know what sarcasm is.
Right.
They just don't, yeah.
But when Trump's brother died, it was okay to say the wrong Trump or whatever. Mm-hmm. When Rush Limbaugh died last week, they were allowed to piss on him and shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't really see. I'm not saying there's nobody from the right that makes fun. I'm sure there were people from the right that made fun of RGB when she passed away or said something that was inappropriate. But you see it way more from the left. And again, because they're fucking humorless. They're everything they said that they're not. They're humorless. They're intolerant,
and they can get away with it,
right?
Because they're on the side that, you know, no matter what you say. I mean, look at what's her face, that Carrot Top who held up his head and like that was fucked up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that stupid bitch.
Like I don't care. I don't care who the fuck you are. That is fucked up.
Can you imagine if a white person did that to Obama?
Oh, forget it. Even if I did it with Joe Biden's head right now,
right? And as
much as I would get a picture of him. You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna fucking do this now too. I'm gonna get a fucking jar, a big pickle jar, take a picture of Joe, put his face in the jar, make it look like his head's in the fucking jar, and then I'm gonna put it in my fridge.
That's fun. I'm surprised no one's done that yet.
Yep, with his eyes open, just come on, man.
Come on, man.
You know the thing, you know.
Well, I heard this past Saturday he was speaking somewhere and he had another episode when he was speaking live to some sort of audience. And my favorite comedian, Nick DiPaolo, was talking about it today on his show. He didn't show the footage. He's going to show the footage tomorrow, but this guy's dad, the comedian, his dad died within the past year of Alzheimer's. And he was like, dude, my dad was in better shape than this, like a couple of months before he died. And he was being fun. He wasn't even trying to be funny.
Yeah. It's really scary.
And what's really funny too, I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll actually see Biden supporters and they'll list like his accomplishments and it's like nothing.
It's every single pen he put on paper. They consider that an accomplishment. Yeah. Like everything that he undid. You know, people say undid everything that Trump did. That's one accomplishment. That's not an accomplishment. That's a step down. I mean, look at what that trickled down to. Look at your gas prices. Look at the amount of people that are unemployed. I mean, just look at the numbers. It ain't a fucking secret. This isn't something we're hiding from you. It's really simple. Just look around you. Look at Texas right now. Like, look at what the fuck is going on in this world.
Just the fact that he made up that lame excuse about not going to Texas. And we all know why he wouldn't go there.
Yeah. It's a long tail. I don't want to be a burden on Texas. Really? Trump showed up. He did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment.
Well, what's
and
funny?
Honestly, I think China won. So you know how America, used to be called the greatest country in the world?
Not now.
At this point, China is definitely on top, without a doubt.
I mean, you can't even have a free and fair election anymore, you know? Actually,
because the world is looking at us and saying these people are fucking stupid.
right.
You know what I mean? They know, the Australians know the truth. Their news is all about Joe Biden, how he's fucking not fit for the office.
What's funny is I'm pretty sure Australia hated Trump because they're left to fucking everybody as a country. But I heard they require their citizens to vote. Like you have to. I think it's like a crime if you don't vote in Australia, from what I heard today. But they require photo ID and they don't do mail-in. And they're as left as you get as a country. Hey, your pal Michael 3D. I don't know if I'm reading his name right. 3R THR 33D. What's up, man? Devil from TikTok.
Oh, what's up, brother? How are you?
Our friend Fat Jew can't see the chat, but I can see.
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
So shout out to everybody joining us live right now.
Yes, sir. We're here.
So did you have like a best of from today? Because you looked like you were pretty busy when I was flipping through my TikTok today. You were making a lot of videos on there.
Yeah, I was making videos every chance I got because they were just giving me so much material, and that's what I love because I run out of ideas. I do a lot. See, everybody on TikTok has like a niche that they do. Some people do the singing, some people do the dancing,
Right.
some people, I try and pick on everything. I do a little bit of, I try and do a little bit of everything, but it's just so easy for me to do comments because there's just so many to choose from. You know what I mean? So I'll go, if one of my videos hit big, I'll just go for a week straight of just doing replies because the comments are just gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's instant material.
Right. I mean, it's just easy. I point out stupidity. It's very simple. There's so much to choose from. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was just crazy the amount today. I'll give you another example. So somebody wrote a comment on the other video I made about Joe back in the day. Like I said, the comment that everybody's like, oh, you stop asking for a handout and shit. Because, and I said in the video, I've made how many videos saying, I didn't say me, I said us, we, like everybody. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's like, yeah, go get a job or whatever. And I was at work. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this video at work so you can see that I'm at fucking work. You know what I mean? I did that video, right? And then somebody commented something about waiting for Trump's handout because you got no ceiling. No, I got no ceiling on my, no sheetrock on my ceiling. And I'm like, did you not pay attention to that video at all? So I made a video in my house. I'm like, oh, look, my ceiling. It's got shit on it. You're a fucking idiot. Like, it's just stupid people. They don't pay attention. If he read the comment, then he would have seen it and he wouldn't have made a stupid comment for me to, point out.
Your pal Devil just said that fucker said vets and retired police are white supremacists on a town hall in Wisconsin on CNN.
Yeah, I know. I saw that shit. Yeah, yeah. Everybody that put their life on the line to help to help everybody was just a white supremacist Nazi motherfucker.
I didn't even know people still watch town halls on CNN, to be fucking honest with you.
No, at this point they watch it to watch the nonsense. At this point it's a comedy show.
Watch how they're blowing Biden and the administration.
Yeah, it's a comedy special at this point. It may as well be a comedy special on Netflix because you watch it and you laugh at the stupidity and it's nuts. The man got on stage and literally said, everybody knows I like kids more than people.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. What the fuck does that mean?
I don't care who you are. If there's some kind of allegation, like just a little inkling that you might like little kids, why would you say some shit like that? You'd want to stay as far away from that as possible.
Well, when you have dementia.
Yeah, when you don't have blockers to block what you're thinking from saying with age, this is what happens.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised that his handlers even let him do a town hall. I mean, granted, it was on CNN, so it was all going to be softball fucking questions. But this guy, you could ask him, about the sky, and he'll go on a rant about the jungle or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tell me you saw that parody that somebody made a weekend at Biden's, like weekend at Biden's. Yeah. Bro, when I saw that the first time, I was crying from dying laughing. I was pissing my pants the first time I saw that because it's so true. It's like literally what goes on.
Hey, our boy here, Devil just said he's a 7-year submarine vet and he's ready to strap and go to DC. Hey, man, I'm ready with you. It's only a 4-hour ride away from me, but they built the wall. You know, I thought walls didn't work, but now they have a wall.
Right, yeah, exactly. They got a wall and armed guards. What do you mean? I thought you wanted an open border. Let's go, bro. Practice what you preach, you fucking dick.
And they're spending unlimited money to protect themselves. They could care less about our border and protecting the fucking taxpayer.
Right.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm. It's completely ridiculous.
I saw something on TikTok today, a chart. I don't know if it was how accurate it was, but it said something to the effect of about 50% of senators and 45% of people in the House, when they retire, they just become lobbyists that make 7 figures, basically.
Makes sense.
And then the same lobbyists that put money in the pockets of the politicians that fucking make the laws. And
yeah, because once you have somebody in that circle, now, you know, why would they leave? Even when they do retire, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like we were talking about last time, it comes back to this whole mob fucking, you know, board on the wall. It's just like, they're gonna use the same people. They may as well.
It's like a legalized mob. It's really insane. And
right, you've already sold your soul to the devil, so you're not gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're supposed to, and then my favorite is they do shit like that, which is to me the grimiest fucking possible shit you could do. And then they have the balls to call themselves public servants.
Right,
you know?
Right. Like you're doing us a favor.
Yeah. It's such a joke, dude. And one of the best things about the whole time Trump was in office and running, he really exposed how filthy it is in DC and how big and deep the swamp really is. And he also exposed the media. And we all knew the media was corrupt, but we didn't know it was this bad.
Right. And the reason why he was able to do that was because he was able to talk directly to us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He told us what, you know, if the media ragged on him, he would be able to tell it like it was. And then you saw it once it was said. Then you started paying attention more. Because once you start paying attention, you start to see how, you know, how ass backwards it all is. And the first thing that man said, the first thing he said was, I'm giving the power from Washington, D.C. back to the people, us. Who would say that? Unless he actually meant it.
I'm sure the establishment loved that fucking speech.
Right. That's why as soon as he said that, he became public enemy number 1.
And he already was, because he was running on that anyway. So when he said that, I really wasn't surprised. But the thing that surprised me the most was they didn't just try to take him out right there and then. You know?
I don't know. I'm sure. Listen, I'm sure it would have been possible, but I don't know, man. Nowadays, I feel like they've gotten smarter over the years, man. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it may have been easier because, you know, there was less technology and it was like, you know, you had less security because it wasn't a thought until who? I mean, I know Lincoln got it, but like who after Lincoln got assassinated? I don't really know the history too well. Right. That's a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the last time you ever had a president doing a parade in a convertible, you know?
Right, exactly, because shit changes. It's just the way it is. You learn from past fuck ups. Like I always say, you if you don't learn from it, you're bound to fucking repeat it.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too. The left likes to say they're anti-fascist. I saw some cunt's profile today on TikTok, and she thought she was being all funny and cute. I block all these people, so I don't know how I still keep getting them in my feed. But her profile said anti-fascist, but she was just making fun of how Trump was kicked off Twitter, and that's actually the definition of fascism.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. Your political enemy is the definition of fascism. So I don't know how you're anti-fascist, but
well, that's like getting into an argument with Antifa. You say your opinion. They say, "Oh, you're a piece of shit." Blah blah blah. Okay, do you know what anti-fascist means? Oh
Right.
yeah, anti you guys. No, stupid. You don't even know what you're fighting for, and you just make no sense now because you're telling me I don't have a right to my opinion, which is fascism. It's just crazy to me.
Shout out to Devil. He left us another comment. Bro, I was born in 83. I've been getting fucked since 92. Liberals don't know their history. The Democratic Party has been racist since day one. Absolutely.
Absolutely, it has. Absolutely. 300,000 slave owners. 8 of them were Republican.
And look, if I have to support one party, obviously it's going to be the Republican Party. But I tend to think that most of them, I think most politicians are pieces of shit anyway.
Absolutely. You're going to have corruption on both sides. But
yeah.
I feel like the Republican Party has like a little more interest of like us. It's less of a corporation. You know what I mean?
Right. And look, you still have crony capitalism with Republicans. You still have a lot of problems with Republicans. One of the biggest problems, and Trump called it out on his written statement on Saturday, I think it was Saturday, when he was hammering McConnell. He said, hey, Mitch, maybe if you spent a little more time punching back at Pelosi and Schumer and a little less time punching at me, you might get something done for your party, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he don't give a fuck, that turtle-looking, chinless motherfucker. He don't care. He just won another 6 years in office. So, you know, he don't give a shit.
And that's another big thing, I believe. I honestly believe there should be, like, term limits. I'm sorry, career politician? No.
Yeah, you have term limits for the president.
Yes, yeah, and then you should have the same terms for everybody else.
My only thing is, so I don't disagree with term limits at all, but my only opposition to that is you're just going to get more stupid people winning elections. You know what I mean? I don't think.
But at least you don't have to. But just look at the stupidity that's been in there for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? I'd rather have somebody stupid for 4 years. I could kick them the fuck out. At least with these I'm stuck with Pelosi and all of these fucking corrupt pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Senate. I mean, a Senate term is 6 years, so you say 2 terms in the Senate, and 6 terms in the House. 12 years. That's it. Then you're done. The framers would be fucking furious if they knew they were career politicians.
Mm-hmm. It's nuts. And these people, it's just they don't change.
No, well, it's like you said, a lot of them probably go down to DC with good intentions and actually probably want to get things done on their agenda. Then they get down there and they have people putting money in their pocket and all sorts of things, and they got the power. And when Marjorie...
And money can buy you anything.
Right.
It can buy you everything but happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I don't know if you watched Marjorie Taylor Greene a few weeks ago when she was doing that speech, when she got kicked off all those committees, and she had scumbag Republicans even vote to kick her off some of these committees. But she was talking about how the average age in the private sector is like 63, but in DC it's like fucking 80. You know, right. Like that. And she's right. The people are getting sick of it and fed up with it. And a lot of people have different opinions on her. She's sort of like the right-wing AOC, if you want to call her that, except she's actually smart. She's actually intelligent, and she actually owned and ran a successful business. So she actually has practical real-world experience. She wasn't a fucking bartender in New York and got found by some group that wanted to knock out the number 3 top Democrat in the House.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's really crazy. But at least it's exposed, and at least there's people talking about it, and there's Trump opened up tens of millions of people's eyes to this, because honestly, as much as I never trusted the government, and I never trusted the mainstream media, I never knew how deep the rabbit hole went with the corruption.
Oh, it goes deep, all right. And it's so much, and I know, we can get into these rabbit holes, but the whole Hollywood pedophilia thing,
it's
I'm sorry. That shit is, I mean, when you look at the actual proof, you know what I'm saying? This isn't just a conspiracy theory. There have been people that came out about this, and all of a sudden they just drop fucking dead.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the and people that even said, "I'm not suicidal." You know what I mean? Like if I come up missing, obviously you know what happened, and the shit just happens. It's crazy to me.
It's one of those things that it's like it's hiding in plain sight if you look for it. And there's plenty of examples you can find online. I'm sure YouTube has pulled a lot of them down. And your boy Devil's actually saying the judiciary branch is the most dangerous, and they need term limits as well. I agree with that because right now it's so corrupt. I mean, look what the Supreme Court did today with the ruling of Trump. That not only are they not going to look at the Pennsylvania, the case that Pennsylvania brought up from the election, they're going to let New York, the city of New York, continue with this witch hunt with this taxes and stuff. And why would a real estate businessman have anything corrupt on his taxes when he hires probably the biggest and the best accountants and attorneys to handle his taxes for him?
Right. It's not like he does it himself.
Right. And it's not like he paid them to say, let's do illegal activity, because I don't think anybody would want to work for him. You know, you
know why they're chasing it? Because if they chase it and they're hoping that they could take him down like they did Al Capone.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They figured if they can't take him down that way, they're going to try every other way they can because all they're trying to do is bring this man down. But it's too late to bring him down. Doesn't matter what you do. He pointed out the truth. At this point, silencing him does nothing. It only proves more. It only proves more. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The same thing with the Hollywood shit. If I go missing, so obviously, you know, this is what they're doing. They just, because I'm not surprised if he disappears and they still get rid of him. That's only proving your point further. Then we really know the truth.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the other thing I see them bragging about was the site Parler going down. And do you want to consider Parler like a place for like right-wing people want to get their views out because they're too stupid to be on Twitter? And that's not the case at all. Everybody's welcome on Parler because Parler's not a right-wing site. Parler's just a site where they believe in letting people speak their mind and not fucking censoring people unless they're legitimately like trying to dox or threaten somebody or something to that effect.
Right. It's like they'll take somebody who's just speaking, but like Facebook Live would let somebody go live and murder somebody. Like that. This is the sick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sick shit. It's like, what about that guy that killed like 3 people on a live? Like, don't you think after the first one, maybe like, you know, you would shut him down? But no, you shut people just speaking, not hurting anybody.
Your pal Devil wants to jump on with us, so let's see.
Who?
Your pal Devil.
Oh, let's do it.
I just told him to give me his email. I'll send him the code.
Cool. The more the merrier.
It's a good time here on the Fat Jew and Juice show.
We try and keep it entertaining.
So
if not, just leave.
Right. So you got any other retarded comments today?
Dude, I wish I can read them off my phone, but I'm on my phone.
We gotta get you a tablet or a computer.
Yeah, I have a computer. I just gotta get a camera for it, I guess.
Yeah, that's all.
Actually, I think Hey, babe. Where's the baby's iPad? Is it charged? Not really. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not paying attention.
All right, Devil. I just sent you over the link, so check your email, and we'll get you on here with us. We'll have a fun. We'll turn into a triple threat.
Three Musketeers.
And that's the thing. I feel like the tri-state area, we have a little bit of a thicker skin than a lot of where these probably retarded people are sending you comments from.
Yeah, and the thing is, they don't know. They don't know me. Like,
right.
To just assume somebody's a certain way just by watching one video, I don't think that's And it's fun to me because these people, they know nothing about me, yet they're just assuming everything about me, which I find fun.
Yeah.
It just makes them look dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I really have some that really believe that we're the crazy ones. You know what I mean? Like we're the ones that go down these crazy ideas, and he really comes at me with these nonsense explanations, and I'm like, okay, because I can't argue with people like that. Because think about it this way. I know we're not wrong, obviously, because the proof is in the pudding. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but imagine being this much, having this much faith in the other side, like twisted around. You know what I mean? What?
Nothing. I just read something on Facebook that disturbs me.
What?
Apparently now you're not allowed to use the term breastfeeding because it offends people.
I did that today.
And now they're calling it chest feeding because God help me. I can't. I literally just read that and I'm just sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your.
No, you're good. I'm not surprised though. Like they're changing everything because they're taking it way too far. How do we stop this? Like, I really want to be able to stop this nonsense.
Well, the other night we were talking about 1984, and that's part of their game plan is dumbing down the language and trying to change your behavior through how you think, and it's a form of mind control. When you're starting to change the way people speak, you're really changing the way that they think.
Unbelievable. 36 years on this earth, and I'm baffled by how our lives have become.
But the scary part is that this doesn't surprise me anymore.
Right.
I know. You would think that I wouldn't be.
Like, if you told me this 10 years ago, I would have laughed you out of my face. I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. Like, if you told somebody 10 years ago that, like, this is how crazy it would get, they would call you nuts and they would put you in this fucking insane asylum.
Absolutely. And this whole executive order on his first day, he made it so that biological men can compete with women's sports and I guess shower in their locker rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, so much for women's rights, because that rips up women's all of these feminists should be up in arms right now.
Right, but they're not, because neo-feminism, I see Devil waiting there in the queue. Neo-feminism, that's where a lot of this comes from. They're the most humorless fucks you'll ever meet. And I'm going to see if I can get him in. There he is.
Yo,
we got our boy. Well, welcome to the Juice and the Fat Juice show, Devil. Executive order on his first day. He made it so that are you on a delay? Women's sports and I guess shower in their locker rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, so much for women's rights, because that rips up women's all of these feminists should be up in arms right now.
Right, but they're not, because neo-feminism. Waiting there in the queue. Neo-feminism, that's where a lot of this comes from. They're the most humorless fucks you'll ever meet. You might have to mute your device. There he is.
Yo,
we got our boy. Well, welcome to the Juice and the Fat Juice show, Devil.
Right on, man. It's time to fucking change America.
So we might have a little bit of a technical issue. Can you hear what I'm saying right now?
Is it working?
So we can hear you. Okay.
I can hear you.
All right, perfect.
So we're good now?
I think so.
I think we're
all right.
Perfect. So, Devil, what's going on?
Oh, man. I'm so fucking mad. I can't even explain to you how mad I am. I'm furious.
About what?
Whereabouts are you from in the country?
Michigan.
Oh, cool.
This fucking place, let me tell you.
So my cousin went to Michigan over the summer. He actually really liked your state because I live in New Jersey, where we're like California, the way our state legislator is. We have a super majority of Democrats, and our governor is probably the most corrupt socialist left-leaning governor in the country, and a big Goldman Sachs guy. So he's got all the money in the world. He doesn't give a fuck what he does, but he's left of like even the Democrats here in our state legislator. So we can't even get laws passed. But he said he liked your country because he said that your guy's state legislator was at least a little balanced with Democrats and Republicans. But you have that crazy lady governor there, don't you?
Well, the funny part about that is our last governor, well, let's see, 2 governors ago was Jennifer Granholm, and Biden just appointed her to the Department of Energy, and she may be worse than anybody else in the government right now. She's a very scary person.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing too. Every time they ask this fucking redhead dumb chick about something, right?
Saki.
Oh well, you know that Biden appointed a woman to do that. Like, what the fuck does that have anything to do with what I'm asking you? I love how that's the first thing they say. Oh, Biden. I don't give a fuck what she's got, tits, ass, or dick. I don't give a shit. Can she do the job? That's the important part. I don't care what gender she is. And I think that's so important.
Well, because it has to look like America, you see.
Yeah, America.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is I don't even know. Even when this is all done, however it does end, who knows how this is going to end. I don't even know if he's going to make it 4 years. I got a feeling they're going to impeach him or they're going to get rid of him because he's just too old. And then Kamala Harris is going to get it. And then if they get rid of her because all she does is fucking lie, then it's AOC. So who knows how it could go.
Yeah, and again, we're on YouTube, so we're not allowed to refer to a stolen, hijacked election unless you're referring to the 2016 election. So, of course, what I like to say is the 2020 election, totally legit, and 2016 election, there were some problems there that unless those problems from the 2016 election, not the 2020 election, get fixed, I don't even care about future elections because unless you can guarantee a free and fair election, which, by the way, the only person addressing this is the fat Jews governor, Ron DeSantis. He's the only person, and I think he came out today with like 8 points of improving upon how elections are run in Florida, at least, which, by the way, Florida came in on November 3rd by midnight. They were at a 99% tally, and it was the most, I think, open and transparent state in terms of how the election went.
I'm so glad I got that man running my fucking state. I'm just saying.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I mean, you're very lucky because Gretchen Whitmer is like, we have had a stain of governors in this state that has just been, I can't even tell you. It's been bad since Engler, since I was a child. And the federal government hasn't been much better, so.
Yeah, no, I have zero representation on a state level or on a federal level. My senators are fucking corrupt. Cory Booker is one of the biggest pieces of shit in the whole fucking Senate. And he was mayor of Newark, New Jersey. I don't know if you ever heard of Newark. My family originally came from there when they got off the boat from Italy. And it used to be like a nice, beautiful, like little city, in the shadows of Manhattan. And it just got worse and worse. My family moved to this area, more suburban, during the MLK riots in the 60s. But it's been corrupt politically ever since. And Cory Booker actually made up a person called T-Bone that was totally fake. And he would do such like sleazy things. Like he would go back to his rich town every night when he was mayor. And then he would sneak like through the garage in a van every morning to like the mayor's mansion to pretend like he was actually sleeping in Newark every night. And then the other thing he did that was very sleazy, everybody's pal Mark Zuckerberg donated like $500 million to the Newark school system because I guess it was a big tax write-off for him and good publicity. And all this guy Booker did was funnel all that money through his friends' companies. And he got away with it. Just straight up got away with it. Then he became a senator.
But that's what happens. The more corrupt you are, the quicker you climb that ladder.
And then my other senator, Bob Menendez.
Of course, man, unfortunately.
My other senator, Bob Menendez, likes to go to islands and bang underage girls, get caught, get away with it, and then when he was on trial here, they gave him a mistrial. So that was it. There's not going to be another trial. And then when he got off, he did this whole speech about like basically taking out his political rivals and his enemies that got him in that court case in the first place. And that was election year, and he got reelected that year. Everybody knew what the fuck this guy was doing, and he still got reelected. It's insane.
Like the lack of knowledge delving into our history as Americans throughout our public is mind-boggling. Like
it's insanity.
It's scary. It's scary.
It is.
We have forgotten what has happened in the past, and when you forget what happens in the past, your future
do it again.
It's over.
Exactly.
I mean,
and this guy today came at me with this shit. Fucking something like, oh, that was a good comment too. I don't know if you saw the video. The man says, "You seem like the type of Jew that would rat out your Jewish friends." I'm like, wait, what? This coming from the side that wants to put me on a list and put me in a fucking re-educational camp? Are you fucking retarded?
And what's ironic about that is if things keep trending the way they are and nothing happens and it continues to get worse, we're going to end up with fucking barcodes on us just like Holocaust survivors had.
And I'm telling you right now, that will never happen to me again. I will do whatever the fuck I need to do. You will take me out of this fucking world before you put a fucking
I'd rather be
on
dead
my
than
head.
live in a communistic America.
Goddamn right. I will go down fucking swinging, and I'm gonna take as many as you motherfuckers down with me.
I feel you. And the worst part about it is if we have a socialist government, what do you think is going to happen after that? So let's say it happens. America becomes this communistic, socialist fucking superpower, right? Russia and China are already like that. What do you think is going to happen to Australia? What do you think is going to happen to every other fucking country in the world at that point? Mm-hmm. We have the strongest military. It's not like if we become communist that we're not going to still have the strongest military. It's very easy to see how this can trend towards Nazi Germany.
Right, and somebody said,
"Don't know our fucking history." That's what's scary about it. People don't recognize it because they don't know their history.
Right, because and you ask any kid nowadays what the Holocaust is, and they will not be able to tell you.
Right, and then you got vegans on motherfucking TikTok screaming about animal Holocaust and correlating it to fucking murder of over 6 million Jews. Like, are you serious?
Right.
First of all, our superstructure is set up. We can't go vegan. Most people in this country can't afford to eat vegan. You dig what I'm saying? Like the lack of knowledge and the lack of common sense.
Well, you see, animals pollute, so we can't.
Exactly. Well, they do pollute. This is a fact, right? So cows are a major problem in this country. They really are because of runoff, particularly. But I've got news for everybody. I was in Katrina in a fucking submarine. Okay. Mother Nature is the most deadly force that we've ever seen. I promise you that. Our fathometer readings were 1,000 feet to 400 feet every 3-second cycles, which means our ship was moving 600 feet underwater vertically on every swell.
Well,
Jesus.
And that wasn't even a bad hurricane where we were at. That was like maybe a level 3. Level 5, you'd have seen 1,200-foot swells. So if the ocean, just the ocean can produce something like that, not to mention earthquakes, tornadoes, blizzards, fucking rock slides, mudslides, all that shit.
But you're missing the point, though. That wasn't nature and something natural happening. That was because of all the emissions we're putting into the air. That's why that hurricane happened.
Supposedly, right? Yeah. I'm gonna believe that shit. We're like this little fucking speck in the universe, and I'm sure human beings cause that much effect.
Right. We are literally, like, if you look at the universe, we are a fucking speck of a speck of a speck, and you know, it just fucking drives me nuts. And the fact that they don't understand that the smallest amount of Mother Nature getting pissed off can just wipe us off the face of this earth. and
Right.
they're worried about fucking pronouns.
Exactly.
Make the best of it while you have it. Okay? Make the best of it while you have it. Let everybody live happy and free and be fucking merry-go-lucky. And you listen, you believe what you want to believe. I want to live in a free place where I have the right to own what I want to own, say what I want to say without hurting people. Okay? I could say what the fuck I want. You can walk away from me. But that's it. You don't have to cancel me and shut me and put me in a camp because I have a different opinion than you.
But they do because they can't validate their own agenda. It's
Right.
not real. It's a fucking farce.
It's sickening.
It's
Very
quite fascistic of the anti-fascist people.
Well, that's the pure hypocrisy. Antifa is supposed to be anti-fascist. That's what it stands for, and they fucking practice tactics of fascism.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. And like,
Right. It's an oxymoron.
It doesn't
It's
make
kind of like the way they label me a Jewish Nazi. Complete and utter fucking oxymoron. Like, oh, you must be in the KKK because you support somebody. Really? Did Donald Trump kill 6 million of my brothers and sisters?
Exactly.
Did he kill anybody for that matter? If anything, he wants to protect me. He wants to keep me from getting killed.
Listen, the worst thing Donald Trump's ever done is not pay bills to contractors.
Yes.
That's it.
I agree.
You know what? That's how
agree.
rich people stay rich. That's how they do things, and that's how the law is written to help them do that. Because the minute that you put a product in somebody's home, business, anywhere, it becomes theirs. It's their product at that point. So then you have to waste money to take them to court. That's how the fucking law is written. So all he's doing is taking advantage of corrupt laws that were written for businessmen because he's a really good businessman. Other than that, he's not a fucking racist. He's not a fascist. He's not a fucking sexist. He's not a bigot. He's not a fucking ageist. None of that shit applies.
We were talking about this the other day. I don't think I've heard the word bigot until he fucking ran for office.
I mean, I've heard it before, but it wasn't prevalent until he ran for office.
Right. It wasn't said every 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
He's a walking fucking meme, dude. He really is. I mean, I don't think Donald Trump is the end all, the end game product that we need. Personally, I think it's Candace Owens, but he did what he said he was going to. Like, I hear constantly from the liberal side, the leftists are always saying, oh, he didn't do anything he said. What the fuck are you talking about?
He did most of what he
said he was going to do, except for the shit that he was cock blocked on.
Right.
And he also used the veto power like it was going out of style. So,
a lot of people where I live got butthurt with the tax cuts because of the SALT deduction. And I don't own a house, but obviously I know a lot of people that own houses up here. The tri-state area kind of got fucked in the ass with that, no matter if you voted for him or not. But the thing is, number one, Congress writes that bill. Congress has the power of the purse. He's got to fucking approve something, right? And number two, SALT means state and local. So your problem really isn't with fucking Trump. Your problem is with the piece of shit state fucking level legislators that you've been voting into office this whole time. Maybe you shouldn't live somewhere where property taxes are out the fucking ass. People in New York and New Jersey pay 25, 30 grand a year just on property tax. It's insane.
And it's, I come from a place that had fucking Kwame Kilpatrick, which, by the way, Trump, thank you for releasing that motherfucker back into the public. But it's been corruption in Michigan. I mean, Detroit was the richest fucking city in the world.
Yeah,
they were world, not the country, but the world, and it is now the poorest.
That's a shame.
Half of it looks like, dude, if you walk into east side of Detroit, it literally looks like a zombie apocalypse.
I've went on Google Street View and actually have looked at pictures. Like I'll start at I don't know if it goes up to 10 Mile Road per se, but I'll work my way in from there, and you could just see the shape of it. And it's incredible how quickly nature just takes back over.
Yeah, it's just weeds. and like fucking broke down bullshit, man. Just like burnt cars and it looks like the aftermath of what needs to happen to the federal government right now is what it looks like a video game or something. And like me and my wife's from Roseville, so she grew up very close to Detroit. I grew up in Pinckney, which is not far from Detroit, and we'll just go drive, man, and we'll go hit it because she wants to see it all the time, and it's just like it's heartbreaking to see it because it's
right.
I mean, these are mansions we're talking about. These aren't little fucking double wides that I'm talking about here. We're talking about 7,000-8,000 square foot brick mansions, and they look like crack houses.
Well, and what you're seeing right now, so I live in Jersey, but I'm 20 miles outside of Manhattan, so I consider Manhattan to be my home city or whatever. His former home, Fat Jew's former home city. And right now, it's either you're taking a piss and shit on the sidewalk and living in a tent, or you're like a billionaire. Like that's what it's either super poor or super rich.
Yeah, and everybody's moving out because everybody's rent's going up because, everything's going up now. So everybody's moving out because they can't deal with it anymore. Lucky I got out early because honestly, me in a shutdown New York, shit, you got enough problems telling me not to wear a fucking mask, to wear a mask in a Home Depot, okay?
Oh yeah.
But for you to tell me fucking, I don't know how you guys do it, to be honest with you.
We have to. Yeah. We'll get fucking arrested where I live.
The first week of the mask mandate, I tried walking into Home Depot, actually, of all places, and they had basically like a bouncer at the door that wouldn't let you in unless you had a mask on. You just straight up couldn't even walk in the fucking store. And then the other thing they did was they were filtering everybody through, say there's like 3 different ways to enter the store. They were funneling everybody through the one entrance they wanted everybody to go through, which I don't know how that keeps people safe. I don't know the logic behind that exactly. I guess it's so they could easily enforce the mask thing, but it's really insane. It's actually lightened up a little bit here in Jersey since then, but I also think that has to do with Trump not being in office anymore.
See, and honestly, I know this might be like a crazy fucking thing to I feel like doing stuff like that almost tries to impregnate your head that it's okay for shit like that to happen. Lines and, follow the rules and you know what I mean? Like, I feel they're almost instilling that type of feel to make it easier to do what they want.
Well, and again, where do these governors get this kind of power? Because the last time I checked, an executive order isn't a brand new law. What an executive order is something already written in law that you're choosing to have your branch emphasize, the executive branch or whatever. And you can't just make up these rules as you go along, like leading up to the election. I mean, and then you have the ballless Supreme Court. This guy, John Roberts, he must be compromised with Epstein or something, because what a disgrace this guy is, that he rejected all these cases that went to the Supreme Court prior to the election, right? That were, you had all these blue states, and Pennsylvania, I guess, is purple or whatever, but how the fuck do you unlawfully and unconstitutionally change election laws weeks before the election? My state's fucked regardless because we're just automatically blue for some reason. I don't know why, because I know a lot of Trump supporters where I live, and South Jersey is like a whole different state. South Jersey is like totally red. So I don't even know how the fuck that happens, that they're allowed to get away with something so unlawful and so unconstitutional.
My state had voter fraud for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, well, yeah, you were the main states in the mix. Yeah. Now, did your state mandate mail-in voting? Because my state, we know Florida was perfect, so we don't even need to touch Florida. But my state had unsolicited mail-in only ballots for the election. And I called these motherfuckers at 7 p.m. on election night, and they still couldn't confirm if they got my vote. And I didn't even mail my vote back in. I dropped it off. They had drop boxes. So I dropped it off at a drop box, and they still couldn't confirm that they had it.
Yeah, it was a hybrid deal here. You could either mail it in if that's what you wanted to do, or you could go to your town hall and you could go vote. I went and voted, wore my mask with 400 fucking people there, all separated by 6 feet, which is whatever. Such a fucking joke. But anyway, I voted or whatever, but dude, there literally were thousands of people who voted here that were dead. My mother died in 2019. She's on the motherfucking list for voting for Biden.
I believe that.
April 4th, she died, 2019. By the way, here's a little fucking preemptive cursor for you. My mother died in April 2019. We couldn't figure out what happened. She died out of nowhere. They found pneumonia throughout her lungs. She couldn't taste anything the day before. So she died from COVID.
Wow.
And COVID was here in April 2019. And I've called the news. They just don't want to put it out. They don't give a fuck.
I've been theorizing that it was here as recent as Thanksgiving 2019, but I didn't think it was as far back as that. Wow.
She retired from the U of M hospital. That's where she caught it. U of M is world renowned. It has people from all over the world in it, especially Asian. So, I'm not going to say for sure that I know what's happened because I don't know what's happened. I mean, there's no doubt that coronavirus is real, right? The numbers.
We all believe it's real.
Yeah, but the numbers have been fabricated.
Right.
So coronavirus is real, and that's fine. But I'm starting to feel with everything that's happened with this fucking the lies being told in the media, everything that's been going on, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I'm starting to feel like the Democratic Party had something to do with coronavirus.
And it definitely fueled the fire 100%.
No, I think they had something to do. I mean, we're talking about powerful people here, billionaires.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And like you said before, money can buy anything. So.
Oh, I would honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, they saw Trump just doing too well. So they were like, all right, it's just like the Simpsons show, which is also fucking something that blows my mind. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I really it fucking really messes with you because this is shit that's been shown like fucking years ago. And it's just nuts to me, whatever. But, it was a perfect example. Even in the fucking Simpsons show, they were like, "Oh, all right, we got to do something about this," and they're like, "Oh, what about a new virus?" And it's like scary how this shit. It kind of makes sense, but that's just me.
I'm not gonna go and say that like Biden came and created the coronavirus because that motherfucker can.
No. This is bigger. This is bigger than Biden. Biden is a face.
Let's be real for a minute. The Democratic Party is they're just puppets. I mean, if they weren't puppets, then back when the housing crisis happened, and we did the bank bailouts twice, those people were all. Congress voted that shit down, and somehow it still happened. I don't understand how it happened still, because Congress voted it down. There was a congresswoman, I can't remember her name, but she was on TV like, I don't know what just happened. We voted it down, and it passed anyway. They went into some backdoor session with a bunch of Goldman & Sachs high-level executives, and then bam. The first one they did, and then the second one was corporate buyouts, where everybody merged and made super banks. So, I mean, that's where I got the first idea that these fucking politicians that we're all griping about, they're just fucking puppets, man.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I feel there's just a couple superpowers that are controlling everything. This is just a giant game that they play, and it's with people's lives. You know what I mean? And they have the power, they have the money, they have the resources to literally do whatever they want. They're playing Monopoly with the world, essentially.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's like a game of Risk.
Right. And we're the schmucks on the fucking board just getting trampled.
That's all right, because I went to the store the other day. We allowed to show guns on YouTube?
I honestly have no idea. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't.
I went to the store and got me a new one, so fuck them. So it's going to take them anyway. I figured I might as well make it harder on them.
Yeah, there's actually a gun show here this weekend. I'm going to go check it out.
It's just a 1911, but it's a 45, so.
Nice.
Yeah, I got one too. What company?
It's just a Rock Armory one. It's a cheap one, but
yeah, I got
1911s are all the same.
I got the exact same one.
Yep.
Brown grip.
I put different grips on it. I put silver grips on it.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get some custom submarine veteran grips if I can find them.
Yeah, I was looking at grips too. I just got to get an extended clip because I'm sorry, 8 is not enough for me. I'm just
I
saying.
dare not take my AR out. It's got a fucking bump stock on it.
I just ordered my first AR, so I'm waiting for that thing to come in.
I won mine in a raffle. Only in America.
In a raffle?
Yeah, the Thumb Area Michigan raffle. I won it for $50 ticket, and I won a fucking ORC Bushmaster AR-15 with military spec on it.
Nice.
I was like, nice, got my gun back from the military. Great. It's a bad bitch, too. It's got EOTech on it.
Yeah, I missed my AR. I sold that right before I left New York.
Oh, so Beto didn't take it from you. You actually willfully sold it.
Listen,
yeah. I'm not saying, no, I told you, after these conversations, my shit goes up in flames. I don't know what you're talking about.
listen, if they come to get my guns, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to Home Depot. I'm gonna get me some big old fucking industrial sized PVC pipe and a shitload of grease. And I'm burying that shit underneath my pool. So that's all you gotta do. You don't even have to take them apart. Just stick them in the grease, leave them in the tube, seal it on each end, put it under your pool. That's all you gotta do. They'll never find them. And then when the shit gets right again, you can pull your guns back out and clean them up.
So this HR1 bill that they're talking about,
HR 127.
whatever it is, there's something in there with guns that if you don't register your gun to a national database, they can fucking arrest you after 30 days or something. Did you hear about that?
So I read this bill. It was very hard to find, mind you. Like they make it almost impossible to find the actual data on these bills. So what it says essentially is this is how they get around the Second Amendment. They put regulations on everything. So 5-round clips, hunting clips, basically for high-powered hunting rifles. Well, that goes all the way down to handguns, 5-round magazines. And then psychological testing for anybody who has a registered gun, which anybody who has a handgun or a rifle has a registered weapon, as long as it's legal. So that's psychological testing. And a federal Class 3 firearms license, $800 to the federal government every year. But where they fucked up was they didn't change because you can buy a federal firearms license with a little nomenclature on it, and you can buy silencers. So at least you'll be able to buy silencers when you buy the federal firearms license, but they're just going to revoke everybody. And that's how they'll get your guns. That's why it won't pass through the judicial branch.
It's at the point in this country where it almost doesn't pay to do things the right way in the legal way. If they're
Right.
That's why you got to have burners. You got like 6 of them.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Throwaways, dude. It's the way it is. Glocks. It's the best gun to throw away.
Oh, it's scary,
Hopefully
man.
they're not watching me. They probably already know who I am.
You're gonna get doxxed after this fucking live stream.
Yeah, it's all good. I hope they got firepower, dude.
He's like, fuck it, come and find me.
But you know, my old man was a gunsmith, so I've been into guns since I was 6 years old. I mean, some of the shit he's got, dude, will blow your mind. He's got old fucking blunderbusters and flintlock muskets from the Revolutionary War. He's got all kinds of shit.
Jesus.
You ever see one of them blunderbusters go off? That's some crazy shit. That'll rip a hide off of a hog, man. I think it's bad.
Oh, I'm sure.
You can put anything in it. You can put fucking gummy bears in it if you wanted to. It's just anything you can think of that would hurt somebody, you can put in that thing.
Spoons, forks, and knives.
Pretty much. That's what they used to do back in the day. I guess that's what he said. He said they used to they'd break all their forks and spoons and shit when they ran out of ammo, pack it in there with black powder and light that bitch.
Yeah, just like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, they had about a 1/4 inch thickness on the barrel, and then it got bigger as it went out. COD weapon.
Yeah. I don't play Call of Duty. I honestly don't have time.
Fuck, I play it all the time. It's the only thing that keeps me from going out and actually playing Call of Duty.
I'll be honest with you. I don't play them because I suck at them. Shooting games is not my fucking forte. You know, car games and fighting games, I'll be able to play, but shooting games, I get too stoned for that shit. You know, I'm shooting the stuff that's not there, and I just fucking like it.
Yeah, I feel you. They used to be, these glasses are not prescription. So I was getting like all these headaches and shit all the time playing my video games. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I can see fine, but I got this headache. So I got these blue light lenses, the electronic filter. Ever since then, now I'm killing them all the time on CTV. What else am I going to do? I lost my fucking career over COVID. And because I live in Michigan, there's no way around it. I'm stuck here now. Luckily, my wife makes good money, but they fucking kicked my kid out of school, man. He's fucking been at home for 6 months now.
That's crazy.
And he's an only child, so I worry about his mental health. Like, we're the things that we're doing are the side effects of it they're catastrophic. People don't realize how bad the economy is going to get later on from all this bullshit.
The cure is not supposed to be worse than the disease, and that's what Trump was saying all along. And I know here in Jersey, this is like one of the most corrupt states in the union for sure. And I know the teachers are fighting like hell to not have to go back into schools, and it just puts an extra burden on the parents, because I'm a single guy. I don't have any kids, but all my friends tell me that have kids that they actually have to spend time with them during the school day. So I don't understand how you juggle your job working from home and you have to play fucking teacher. And then what are the teachers doing that they have to spend time with their fucking kids?
It's impossible. And then like the teachers will put everything on a 10-year-old. Like my son's 10, and he went hybrid in the beginning so I could stay at work because I build houses. That's what I do. And then we were like, they just shut the fucking school down. So then he was like at home doing virtual. Well, because he went in later into virtual instead of just starting in virtual, he didn't get a bunch of the books. So then like there's all these assignments and shit that he's missed. And she relied on him to tell me that I needed to go on YouTube, and I didn't find out about it till a couple weeks ago. So, and then I get on the phone with her. I'm like, why the fuck didn't you just email me? You have my email, you have my phone number. Why didn't you call me and tell me? Like, I'm trying. He's 10. He's in 4th grade. He needs to be independent. So I'm not over his shoulder all the time.
Right.
And then she tells him that. Of course, he's not going to tell me you don't want to do the bullshit.
Right.
And then like Black History Month comes around and he's like, Dad, why do I have to do Black History Month? I'm white. I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know what to tell you. We're going to do it though.
Isn't every month in this country Black History Month now? I don't even know why they bother having a formal Black History Month anymore.
Well, I'm from Germany originally, my family, so I don't want a History Month because I already know what that's going to show.
Yeah, exactly, right? I don't want you bringing it up. Actually, maybe we should have. Maybe the Jews should have a History Month. This way, it'll bring back some memories that people have forgotten. Who knows?
Right.
We definitely haven't forgotten about slavery, though. Well, I don't think we'll ever forget about that. But at least, we should put the Holocaust on the front burner. You know what I mean? Just to like remind people that it's something that happened.
Well, that's the whole thing. We don't remember the slavery and we don't remember the Holocaust because the history hasn't been taught. I mean, these generations years, people, my son is smart. I keep that kid fed with knowledge so that when he goes out in the world, he's not a dumb motherfucker like most of these dumbass kids. He's also an only child, so it's been an easy road to do it.
Yeah, I got an only son too. Really smart.
Yeah, so I mean, he's self-sufficient and he's learned. But if you ask him about racism in America at 10 years old, he'll shit on 90% of Americans with his answer. He'll be like, "What?" He's like, "There is no racism. People make racism by constantly talking about it and thinking that other people have privilege when they don't." That's what he'll say to you. He's like, "My best friend's black."
There you go. And I love how minorities say that that's like one of by our, I mean white people's biggest excuses. Oh, we've got a black friend. We can't be racist. And what I say to that is go fuck yourself. And the other thing I say is we live in a world now where only white people can be racist. I'm pretty sure fucking anybody can be racist.
Hold on. You know what you do to somebody like that? Show me a picture of a KKK member with a black friend, and then I'll stop using the excuse. Right or wrong? That's all we got at this point. We have nothing else to try and. How am I supposed to prove to you? Just assume that I'm not, and if I give you a reason to assume that I am, then we'll have an issue.
I would challenge any person of color who's a millennial in America right now today that I have been treated more racist than any fucking one of them. I've been called cracker. I've been called honky. I've been called a fucking devil. That's why I named myself Devil. I've been called all kinds of shit just because I'm white. For no reason. I never even fucking said nothing. I'm associated. I got blue eyes and I'm fucking white. I'm fucked.
Right.
Blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm white, Christian. You're the devil to these people.
Exactly. That's why it grows in all symmetrical. Fuck them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somehow I had an easier upbringing, right? My dad's been gone since I was 7, been working since I was 15. Mother loved me, raised me right, but I was a fucking piece of shit. So she taught me, you know what? You're going to be a piece of shit. You're going to have to learn how to be a piece of shit by yourself. And I fucking straightened my shit out.
They act like I came up in this world fucking hearing about like with like General Lee is my fucking grandfather. I don't.
Right.
My grandfather's a fucking World War II veteran. My grandmother was the most racist woman on the fucking planet of this, like, ever, that I've ever met in my life. And you know what? I wasn't allowed to see her after the age of 5 years old. My dad kept me away from her because of her toxic fucking attitude. So I was raised properly, not to hate anybody and to give everybody a chance. But I'm a firm believer that no matter what color you are, you can be an asshole.
100%.
So, and all assholes are black. So what does that tell you?
And listen, like I said the other night, you come at me with respect, you'll get it right back. You come at me with that bullshit, don't expect me not to give you the same amount of bullshit.
Exactly. You're gonna sit there in your fucking chair and you're gonna cry about how all white people are racist. When literally your whole complaint is that white people treated all black people like shit. So you literally saying the same fucking thing that some fucking slave owner said to a bunch of black people back then. Like, you're the same fucking thing. But it sounds like you want segregation is what it sounds like.
Right, because the more you bring up color, the more you put somebody in a different box. If you look at people as people, then they're all people. If you say black man, white man, now you're putting people in categories, and that is separating people.
Exactly.
And look what they're doing. You can't even watch the goddamn Super Bowl. They have to have a black national anthem. I didn't know our country had 2 national anthems. So is it okay if I was white and I took a knee for the black national anthem? Or would that make me racist?
Dude, I spent 5 fucking years underwater staring at motherfucking missiles and listening to fish farts for this fucking country. I went almost insane because of it. I had to get the fuck out after my first enlistment because I couldn't handle it anymore. Thank God I did, because then Obama was elected. But I cannot understand. I didn't go in there for white people, for fuck's sake. I went in there to fucking get some college money, serve my country, be patriotic, and then 9/11 happened after I was in and everything went to shit in a handbasket. And I stayed, and I did an extra year over my fucking tour of duty because I was short-cycled. And I didn't complain. I did it, and then got out when I was supposed to. And fucking...
Thank you for your
I
service.
get called a white supremacist, a racist, a misogynist. I'll go to a fucking mall, and people, like minorities, will look at me, and their kids will be playing at the fucking mall or something, and they look at me like I'm some kind of pedophile, dude. I don't know if that's because I'm ugly or if it's because I'm white, but I think it's because I'm white.
That's interesting. And again, if you look at someone different over their skin color, if I did it, if Fat Jew did it, if you did it, Devil, we're just typical white racist people. But if somebody with different skin color does it to a white person, they're not racist. They're
No, they can't be racist, because apparently racism only means that you're racist towards people of color.
right.
So I can't hate like Russians. You know what I mean? Like hating Russians is racist. It's not racist actually. Only black people it's racist.
No, white people are supposed to hate other white people because we're just supposed to crush ourselves and keep ourselves down.
Right.
And that's the fucking culture that anybody who was born in the 80s or the 90s has grown up in, is this fucking self-hating culture where you have to apologize for your fucking skin color. Well, guess what? I don't fucking apologize for it at all. And that's why I'm considered a racist, because if you come at me acting like a fool, I'm going to fucking educate you or slap the piss out of you if you throw them hands. And it's like, they think that it's okay to come and be racist to prove a point of racism in a racist agenda that was brainwashed to them from a bunch of fucking racists. It's so fucking stupid that it's just, how can you not see it? It's right in front of you, dude. You really, I mean, when you walk out of your house in the morning and you walk around, no matter what color you are, do you literally go around fucking getting racist remarks thrown at you all the time? Because I don't. Like, it doesn't happen. My neighbors don't fucking call me a honky. It doesn't happen. Like, everybody's saying it's happening, but it doesn't actually happen in real life. Where it happens is behind the fucking keyboard.
Yep.
It's the cyber bullying bullshit, all this fucking internet bullshit that has caused this mindset that if you're white, you need to fucking be tolerant, over tolerant, and you need to self-hate and self-regulate and assess situations beyond everybody else. And if you're black, it's okay to just say whatever the fuck you want to anybody. But at the same time, when you say white and black, it's okay. But if you call an Asian a yellow person, it's a fucking hate crime. It's stupid, dude. It doesn't make any sense. There's no fucking legitimacy behind it at all. The fat Jew knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. It's
Matter of fact, me and him pretty much have the same channel, except he drops a lot more fucking swear words than I do.
Oh, you have a channel too on TikTok? I got to follow you.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't got a ton of followers. I just started, dude, but I got a shit ton of content.
When you got a chance, reply to my email with your TikTok name.
I will.
And I'll follow you. So, Fat Jew, what was like the worst comment you responded to today? Because I saw you did a lot of videos.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I also got a threat too. Somebody said if they saw me in the street, they would fucking. So I wrote back. I said, I'm scared. You got me shaking in my fucking boots. I said, you want me? Come find me.
You know, it's going to be real funny when I get an IP tracker put on my computer. I'm not saying Silent Bob, a motherfucker who's going to be talking his shit.
Yeah.
That's going to be funny.
Your name?
That you just imagine showing like this fucking guy today, man, this black dude, he put out this fucking TikTok and he just like is so fucking ignorant. It's stupid, man. Like I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if it's going to come through well, but you guys are going to shit yourselves. That's Fat Jew talking right there.
Yeah, that was when they told me. That was when they told me that Biden had a fucking, what was it, like 55% approval rating. I was like, fuck out of here.
Do not. Just do not. Because I realize what you entitled racist white folks, when y'all hear a black person say, do not, tell you do not, y'all just go all capital on us. Like, y'all just do. And light of that video.
He gives a point. He's a fucking moron. So.
You white, don't call me sis.
Just an idiot. Like, I like you're literally lumping in fucking 100 million people, dude, into one fucking category. That's the definition of racism.
All right.
And you're being like, what the fuck are you even talking about? Do what? Do not what? It doesn't make no damn sense.
Well, I also like how they think it's just okay to talk like that. And can you imagine if you just flip that? If you made a video like that, or if I made
there's actually a guy on TikTok. Okay, I don't know if you know him or if you've seen him. He kind of pushes back, and like I can appreciate him for it, but it's kind of fucked up at the same time because he is being fucking racist. You know what I mean? But he pushes back. I don't know if you've seen. His name is Big Keen. He's got these big Viper glasses all the time.
I don't think I've seen him.
Tattoos all over his neck.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him.
All right, so he made a video the other day saying something about, you know, if you pick a woman with a kid, that's baggage, blah, blah, blah. So he's talking about, you know, women with kids are baggage and just stick to single girls. He's like, leave them girls with baggage for the black guys. You know what I mean? Like he pushes back. It's kind of fucking racist, but I appreciate the fact that he's just like, whatever. You know what I mean? If I did that,
I think that's funny as like a joke, but
right, no, but he pushes buttons.
Well, this guy with what he said, so this is the major issue, right? Because the minute a white person steps up and defends themselves, and they're like, I'm not a fucking racist, and this is what's up, they're labeled the fucking extreme racist.
Right, because you point out truth.
And then they're fucking canceled because 9 times out of 10, what are they? They're not a fucking liberal, I'll tell you that. Because they're not gonna, if they're a liberal, they're not going to say a fucking word. Or they're going to fucking self-hate themselves. Because that's what they've been taught.
I posted a video a couple months back. They took it down twice, so I just gave up. It was a video of a TV show, one of them like Maury or Jerry, you know, Springer type shows. Guy gets asked how many kids you got. He's like, fucking, what? I think it was like 16 or 22, whatever the fuck it was. And she asked him with how many different baby mamas. He was like 12 or 13. Like, that's the number one issue in that community. I'm sorry, but if a kid grows up without a dad, with a mother who doesn't know how to raise a son, like, not that she doesn't know how to raise a son, but you need some kind of male influence in your life to grow up as a man, to take care of something, you know, and not to hustle. Because what happens is the father leaves and then they hang out on the corner with the fucking hoodlums selling fucking drugs and they become the father figure and then they get taught how to do that. And it's just a never ending cycle of bullshit. Yeah. That's the number one problem. You know, like, if you have a kid, take care of that kid and the kid will grow up to be a decent human fucking being.
And that's one of the main issues, because when you have an African American who is a liberal, a leftist in particular, what you have is a group of people defined by skin color who have been subjected by the federal government to this welfare program. And right in the welfare regulations, it says there can't be a man in the house. So they have created a culture of fatherless children. And it's been going on for years and years and years.
That's the current day expectation.
And the abortion clinics in all of the, you know, low-income neighborhoods don't help either.
Exactly.
And if people actually did some research, they would know the person who started all of that was a complete and utter racist that wanted to wipe black people off the face of the earth.
Exactly.
And they just don't see it.
You come to Oak Park in Michigan, dude, I guarantee the only place you're going to be able to get anything to eat is McDonald's. So you have this poor culture of people who live on food stamps and welfare, who have literally been suppressed by the government. And then the government lies to them and has them feeding them into a counterculture where they think that the government is right and white people are racist, and really they're just fucking killing them with diabetes, with fucking heart disease, with all these issues that are prevalent in African American males and African American women. So, but they want to blame all that on white people because of what they see on the fucking news. And it's
just imagine how much better it would be if that platinum plant went through, because that would put money into black-owned businesses, which then creates jobs for black community people, and it's just better for everybody. But you know, of course, they put a stop.
That ain't happening.
Right, they put a stop to that.
Yeah, that ain't.
It's just like,
well, nobody seemed to care or talk about all the opportunity zones that Trump was creating with Ben Carson. I think he had Ben Carson working on that, but that was a great thing for whatever you want to call them, urban communities, poor communities, whatever. Well, because, you know, poor kids could be just as smart as white kids, right? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we apparently got to go to the ghettos and show people how to use the internet. Fucking nut job. He really, like, at this point, it's just so easy to just see videos and just point them out. It's just too easy. Yeah, and those are the ones that, honestly, those are the ones that go farthest on my page. Right now, the trending videos on my page have Joe Biden's face on them.
I know. And that's because liberals are viewing your videos.
Right. And they just they seem to think, to these people with the comments. So now you're making fun of disabled people. Why the fuck is our president disabled?
Because
I mean, I'm sorry, but
how the fuck did we vote someone disabled in?
right. But they're completely okay. Oh, it's a stutter. It's a stutter. Have you seen that man 4 years ago?
You get so mad at Joe. Like he hates Joe. Well, and I have a little bit more compassion for Joe because I feel like Joe is not really the issue. I think Joe is just a fucking puppet.
I know, but I think my frustration
when he acts this way.
What?
How can you let him on TV when he acts this way as a fucking Democratic Party?
I know.
Unless your game plan is to deem him unfit and make Kamala Harris the president.
I think that was the plan all along.
Yeah, exactly. And
that was the plan all along.
Does anybody remember the stats on how much Biden won Michigan by? Was it 8,000? I think.
I have no idea.
The amount of votes that showed up after the deadline that were on a fucking truck at 3 a.m. being dropped off in Detroit somewhere were 10,000, which put them. That's how much he won the state by. There's evidence. It's on the fucking news. And they're not doing shit about it. And if you dude, I've called the news. So I called WXYZ, which is a station out of Detroit, and they just hung the fucking phone up on me. Like,
right. Nothing.
What's the fucking accountability for you media fucks not reporting the truth?
Nothing to see here.
Right. Just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, and like you want to get on TV. Like this is when I absolutely shut off CNN and CBS and ABC and fucking NBC. This is when I shut it all off. I no longer have that media in my house. I don't want it around my son. When they fucking, now I'm drawing a blank. What was I gonna say? Oh God, it was good too.
What were we talking about?
They put out this fucking thing, and I'm trying to remember what that story was. I can't even remember what it was. I lost my train of thought. It was so mind-boggling. It blew my mind.
When you remember, write it down for next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I did that last time. I was about to get to a point. And I fucking smoked so much. I was like, what the fuck was I going to say?
We're getting to around the 2-hour mark, so I think I was going to call it a day soon.
All right.
Yeah, that's cool, bro. This was awesome, man.
Yeah, no, these things are a lot of fun. Fat Jew, thanks for the hilarious content on TikTok, and thanks for doing this. And Devil, nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for your service. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Well. That's why I did it for you guys.
Appreciate that, because I wouldn't have the balls to do what you did, so thank you.
Yeah, well, I think that moving forward, I won't do it again.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't, not for this fucking government. I would do it for a legitimate reason.
If you have to stand against the government, I will stand and risk my life again because I
yes.
But that's for the people, not for the government.
Right. I agree 100% with that. So yeah, we'll see the next time we want to do one of these things. It looks like we might do a few a week or a couple a week or whatever it might be, but
yeah, man, I'm here. So you just send me the email and I'll link in if I'm available. Yeah,
we'll put the word out. And thanks to all the viewers out there. I call my viewers my juice heads, and you guys got your own fans watching as well. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight on a special edition of the Juice Giorgio Show, featuring the Fat Jew and Devil. And we'll be back.
Peace,
everybody. Remember, no glove, no love. Take care.